Okay. So yeah, though I do need to actually, one thing I do need to set up at the beginning of this is I need to make it so that when I type in, like there's a way for me to change the title on both Twitch and YouTube at the same time. Um, Now, I know of some methods, but when I was trying it earlier, it wasn't working. So I'm at yeah. So you have a thing called StreamerBot that you can use. Ow, that's hot. Um, and you can use it to like set your titles. But what was happening was it wasn't taking my variable input. Maybe it's because it had an underscore. Edit variable. Delete variable. So that's what I want to try and do now. Stream title. Variable, the value of it shall be screaming into the void. Because why not? And then I set a trigger on this, where we go. On global variable update. Okay. You want this to be stream title. Now, it just takes this raw input thing and doesn't actually pass the input variable, which I'm very confused by. Yeah. So it's triggering, and it's updating the stream title, but at the moment it's updating my stream title to the variable named stream title, which is not very useful. Yeah. Yeah. It's 100% I think a bug. But you see, it's variables are denoted by the percentile symbols. Oh, I'm an idiot. That's why. So, local variables are denoted by the percentage sign. Global variables are denoted by the, I don't know, squiggly sign? I don't know, what the fuck you call that thing? You know the, what the fuck do you call it? No, not the ampersand. The, I just know that as like the sign you use for estimate, for estimates. So if you're like roughly 10, tilde, that's the one. So now, excuse me. Now if we do this, screaming into the void, hey! You see a change. Oh, I always forget I'm brown. It's just automated for my machine. That's the next thing I could probably disable automatically. Okay. There's so many things I can't need to automate. I know you would love to play Mass Effect 3, Bryce. Oh, is it? Is it? Well, that's the next thing I need to now try. Is now that we have a stream title, we also need to do a stream. What would be this? Stream game. Though this only really affects Twitch. Yeah. Then we can set this to just. I want to see what happens if I just type it in. Just chatting. Now we go here. Variable old name of value. Oh, yeah. Bitch. What? Oh, is that what you're doing? You're just doing it for the people, huh? No, wow, you are truly a patron of the people, Bryce. I do. This is fair. Yeah, do you think you'll ever go back? To work? Oh, that is fail. My god, maybe it's time to upgrade, guys. Did you? Can't you get that warranty? Oh, that screen. Oh yes, 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 yes. Fuck, I can't even remember how much I bought it for. I think it was 7K. Oh, I sold it to you for 7K. Yeah. Now you're just confusing me. Well, Jesus, that's appreciated quite well. It's been a pretty good investment there, bros. I feel like in South Africa we always have a power surge. Mm. No, then I doubt it'll be a surge. What else is it? Yeah, yeah. You don't just have like a wild bird running through your house. Yeah. Then you're just like, fuck this. Yeah, especially I guess with the prices that have appreciated. Um, no, I think I bought it like it was either late 2018, early 2019. Yeah. It should still be working perfectly fine. Yeah. Yeah. It shouldn't take a week to reset charge though. I've increasingly adopted the opinion that everyone on Reddit is has one brain cell shared between every user on Reddit. Mm, yeah, you're cutting out weirdly. Uh, uh, it's the muttering. Yes, yes, yes. for exactly 1 week. Okay. So, I mean, I guess it's a decent Hail Mary. Fantastic. Well, that's just like fucking with the power even more to hopefully fix it. That is bizarre. Yeah. Well, and how long have you mothballed it for? Okay. Okay. So it's still. Okay. Okay. Well, hopefully it does work. Well, no, no, no. You can just have a red normal plug. If it's the if it's that big like surge protector plug with like lighting and all that shit, then yeah. Oh, it's just like a big plug. I love your iterations there. Um, yeah. Uh, I don't think that's a surge. That's not a surge protector. I don't, if I remember correctly. Yeah, that was a little bit bizarre. Well, it could have been like a brownout. Yeah. 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 Well, yeah. I mean, I would in SA. I like just with the terrible power situation. You should probably just always turn your computer off. Yeah, fair, fair, fair. Yeah, they're just not receiving any feed. Yeah, that is bizarre though. That is truly bizarre. Here we go. Yeah, I mean, how much is it valid? Oh yeah. So how good is it? Really? Love that. I mean, I feel like yeah, yeah, yeah. It's just like just leave it, bro, and don't worry, and it'll be fine. Yeah, but the techie in me is like, what the fuck's the problem? You know? Yeah. Also, it could be like some faulty little piece that's like fucking $2 that could have gone, and it fucks over the entire screen. All of that's probably fine. Yeah. So what? Worst comes to worst, you can just like take it in for repair, and they'll probably be able to find the problem. Yeah. Yeah, that's fair. Well, wishing you luck on it. You do have another screen. Yeah, well, you know what? It's time to upgrade, Bryce. Unacceptable. It's time to upgrade. Sure. Oh, wait, I didn't even realize you went live. Okay, yeah, yeah. I'm watching you now. No, no, I'm no longer watching you. What's wrong with your stream? Why is it paused? Uh, well, you know what, Bryce? It pauses it. Unacceptable. That's ridiculous. Truly. Yeah, that's sweet. That's very cute. Yeah, I mean, you were on your fucking um. You weren't even in game. I don't even know why you're bitching. Because we've been just looking at fucking menus the whole time. Are you? Yeah, I can see you're in game. Oh, Lord. My Lord. Why does it sound like you're shooting a... Fucking hate that unit. Yeah, that you are. I'm going to... Well, fuck, the game's so old. Yeah, I do. Yeah, because I've never fucking learnt to do it. I'm just like, fuck that, you do it. It's the most annoying sound ever. Yeah, and I'll forever be traumatized by it. Uh, always run. They seem to know what they're doing. It's fucking ancient. I'm still really surprised that it's going. Always run enabled run. Okay, so there's no way to. Trying to figure out how to detect what game. Um, like if I'm playing a game and then like automatically like apply that game, you know? If that makes any sense. Changes it. Yeah. But I don't think there's a way to do it. Yeah, you killed that little thing. Mm. That is. Yeah, I find it so janky at times. These are the questions. Truly. How are you guys still alive? That's ridiculous, truly. Yeah, go ahead, butt it. Yeah, I think you're gonna die. Yeah, I think you're done. So now, get out. Congratulations. Truly. I'm here to help you. You know? And you joined late. Or people annoying you, like, hurry up. Uh-huh. What is grok1? That looks like a little bit of a glitch. What the actual fuck? Grok is 300 gigs. That's what I'm trying to find out. Like, they don't specify it at all in the fucking GitHub. It is 314 billion parameters. No. Oh, get fucked. Is that man hiding in the corner? Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's a little bit fucked. Oh yeah. Hmm. Yeah, it's a fucking massive model. It's way too big for my use. Um, let's think. There are a number of things we require. Oh, data collection and synthesis. A lot of these are just fucking. Hold on, let me just clean up my live. Yeah. Okay, now we're working with stuff that is right, almost all cleaned up. Yeah. So it looks like X is hiring. Let's see what they want. So Dashi, do you want to go work at X? So you could be an AI engineer. You could be an AI tutor. I think you would be very good at that. So what you'll do, use proprietary software applications to provide input and labels to define projects. Support and ensure the delivery of quality curated data. Play a pivotal role in supporting, contributing, and training of new tasks. Working closely with technical staff to ensure successful development of cutting-edge initiatives. It's you're love how they call it an AI tutor, but you just you're a data analyst. You're cleaning data, bro. Like that's what you're cleaning data. You're tagging it and you're providing it to the model, and then you will have the title of AI tutor. Fucking love it. Oh yeah. Let's see. Infrastructure, full stack. Let's see, DevOps infrastructure. That would be the whole data pipeline thing. And obviously we need to look at the AI researcher. So your average AI engineer, you need to learn how to code in Rust, Python, and what the fuck's Jax? No, it's not a it's not a singer. I'm pretty sure it's not a singer. JAX is a machine learning framework transforming, developed by Google. It is a Python library written in Python and C++. I'm just looking at what a AI engineer. No, come back here. What an AI engineer at X requires. Just out of interest. And one of the things they mention is Google JAX, which is essentially a library that you can import into Python for machine learning. Autograd function and TensorFlow. Works with TensorFlow and PyTorch. Interesting. Let's see. What are so your salary can range from 180k on the low end to 370k on the high end. How's that for a fucking spectrum? Ideally, you have experience in writing scalable, highly available containerized applications in Rust and managing compute fleets in Terraform and Ansible. Wow, that's all their requirements. I mean, fair. Let's see. So that's AI. Oh, no, wait, sorry, I'm an idiot. That's, I was looking at the DevOps. Yeah, obviously that would be their DevOps. Focus operation with largest GPU supercomputer clusters. Implement infrastructure as code. Work on on-premise and cloud clusters. Help the security best practices. So wait, then the AI engineer. Ideally, you have experience in building distributed training systems for AI models. You've worked with JAX before. You've written custom CUDA kernels. Fuck me. So CUDA is a framework built by NVIDIA to help programs interact with your NVIDIA GPU. Yeah, pretty much. Very interesting. Interestingly, so for an AI engineer, you're paid an annual salary. Same for the DevOps. Yeah. For the AI tutor, you're paid per hour. Yeah. So it's $35. $35 per hour. Up to $65 per hour. Doesn't say. Probably remote. It could be remote. Yeah. But to be honest, that's actually fuck all. Getting paid $35 an hour. An hour, $35 an hour. That's not good. Bro, I know people who tutor, sorry, who daycare. Sorry, who fucking au pair. That's the word I'm looking for. Au pair for $35 an hour. To be fair, that is for being an AI tutor. So that you're taking care of a baby AI. So you yeah. Okay, so that's Grok. Can you run a mini Grok? Is there a mini Grok? Because Grok is just fucking stupid. $2,100 per month. Yeah, that's not a lot. That's gross. That's not even, you aren't even being taxed. That's not much. To be fair, that is on the low end, but that isn't much. It is decent. Yeah. Fair, 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 fair. Yeah, yeah. Check. Just check. Yeah, just check our privilege. Yeah, yeah. What are the top open source? Oh, did you calculate that on 3 hours of work a day? Okay. I thought you were working 40-hour weeks, which you wouldn't. You would you in truth you wouldn't, since it's per hour. Hmm. Where do you apply? Yeah, I'll give you the jobs page for X. Yeah, it's in Twitch chat. You can go you can go have a look. You can become an AI. To be fair, that was an AI tutor. That wasn't a lead or project lead or anything. Yeah, so you're just some chommy. If you become a lead, you're making 100K minimum. Uh, and then if you become a project lead, then you're making 140K minimum. So that's not bad. That's not bad, especially if you got them exchange rates. It's in Twitch chat. Uh, It's data collection where you're tagging shit and then you. Bro, do it. Fucking apply. 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 Do it. Do it. What's the worst that can happen? No, no, no. You have a degree in journalism, not an undergraduate. You have a degree. Bro, I have learned the marketing ways. Okay, you have a degree. Okay, you. I was, I what's it? One of the guys on our team left, and he was in charge of our bug bounty program. My boss literally said to me, "Hey, I want you to take up driving of the bug bounty program." Instantly, I put on my CV, owner of bug bounty. Owner of the vulnerability disclosure program. Yeah, that's me. You need to now update. You need to update your CV. Yeah, you need to update your CV now. No, there is a line of lying. Interestingly, I'm looking at an article that's like, what are the best large language model use cases? The first thing that it says, sentiment analysis. LLMs can be used to identify and classify subjective opinions collected from feedback and social media. Sounds like something we're wanting to do, isn't it? Through AI, so auto-regressive language model, ChatGPT 3, train using. Out of interest, is there a AI specifically designed for sentiment analysis? BERT. That's number 7. Okay. Well, one of the first modern large language models, BERT is an encoder transformer architecture. Encoder only trans. And you know, if you really wanted to go with the theme, you could get ChatGPT to write your CV. No, no, just they will have AI filters. They will 100% have AI filters. Yeah. Is BERT still in use by Google? Hasn't been updated. TensorFlow and pre-trained models has been updated in 4 years. Okay, so it's a little bit old hat. No, just say head copyright. Directing. What's it? It'll be like directing um, and signing off on content, something like that. English only. Oh, you need to update. I don't know. Wait, I don't think I have you on LinkedIn. How do I not have you on LinkedIn? Because you on linked me. Well, those are definitely not you. Okay, you're just gonna have to add me. I can't find you. that's not happening. Yeah, I'll send you my LinkedIn profile. It's worth it. It's worth it to become a sugar daddy. Oh, you're a massive Elon supporter, are you? Does it? I love that for you, bros. I truly do. Yeah, that is my name. Yeah, I'll send it to you. So how old is this article? This article's in... Okay. Where's a picture of the fucking King's Cross in London? What's... Arena ELO rating. Okay, how are these determined? Be right back. Hello, I'm back. Not too shabby. You get that, you put in that application. Oh, yeah. And you sent me. Oh, there you are. Look at that. Let's see what Brussels. Let's see what your LinkedIn looks like. You need to update that picture. I'll say that now. Yeah, it's a picture of you and a husky. Ridiculous. Oh. Oh. No. Oh, you're not putting your sticker printing experience up. I mean, you can spin it any which way, Technical support for printers or fucking. Funny thing is because that thing is hourly, you could technically work both that and your current job at the same time. And then you're like, yeah. Well, if you're following what South African people do best, the one of the directors of SABC had like 4 PhDs, and every single one of them was forged. Yeah. The thing is you can write a PhD on something and still be an idiot. I don't think a PhD means as much as people think it means. It does. But you're like you can become a doctor in machine learning. A PhD is a professor, so a professor is above a doctorate, and a professor technically is someone who lectures. So you've taken on academia as like a full time. You get a doctorate and then you get a PhD. I think. I mean, I I said I would go back and get a master's, and there's probably not a fuck I'm going back and getting a master's. It would just there's so much shit I need to do, and writing a master's thesis on something is not one of them. Stop the war. It would be an interesting thesis. Fucking exposing Russia. Yeah. Oh, with this background. Yeah. I like it. So I'm needing to find out what model is best at sentiment analysis. I feel like that's the key piece. Because I'm almost interested to see what happens if you pipe in lefty Twitter into a machine learning model and see what patterns it finds. Like just just in general, dude. Not up to date. I don't think you want to give them any of your X profiles. Do you have a sanitized X profile? Okay, I see one problem. So, and this is shown even in the very job that you're applying for. You need to train your AI model with sample data, with training data. And then you need to tag any new data that's coming in so that the model knows what to do with it. Or do you only need to tag the training data? Um, um, well, do you only need to tag your training data, or do you need to tag all data? For your LLM. Large language model generated top labels for topic classification. Yeah. Yeah, now you can look at my profile. I mean, connections mean really nothing on LinkedIn. Like, I think 50% of my connections are like recruiters. Um, Not even a job offer, just I have an interview. That would be pretty wild. Lemon squeezy. Well, what are you, like a subsidiary? Uh, oh, had you said that you were you were working for them for the past 3 years? Oh my word. Nice. Interesting. So, if you're training your self data, sorry, if you're training your own large language model to kind of like categorize data, this person went ahead and used ChatGPT to create the labels for it for their training model. Um, and then in the initial attempt, found like a 60% accuracy. And then there are two refinement techniques that are used in the AI space. It's called chain of thought and self consistency. Now, it says here that we can further improve this, being the accuracy, by using two simple techniques: chain of thought and self consistency. Chain of thought asks the model to first reason about the correct label and then take the labeling decision instead of immediately deciding on the correct label. What the fuck does that mean? This is so to first reason about the correct label. What the fuck is the difference between taking a labeling decision and immediately deciding? Because apparently in that sentence, those are two different things. Okay, so I understand. So I understand what self-consistency is. So self-consistency means sending the same prompt with the same text to the same large language model multiple times. So you take a snippet of text and you fire it off at at the model multiple times to see what the multiple results are, and you use that as a way to like refine it. Um, the chain of thought. I have to research this separately. Um, chain of thought LLM example. Okay, I really should probably start writing actual notes on this. Chain of thought.
Because the questions we ask large language models, LLMs, heavily influence their outputs, prompt engineering is a key part of getting LLMs to do what we want them to do. This is most different methods of prompting LLMs, i.e., asking them questions, get us to our desired LLM responses. It seems that conversing with a chatbot ought to be relatively straightforward, but it turns out that some communication strategies elicit quantifiably better results than others, similar to conversing with your fellow humans. When you, for example, ask any sufficiently large LLM what's the capital of Iowa, it'll most likely correctly reply, Des Moines. This ask one question get one answer chatbot interaction is called input-output prompting. It's about as basic as it gets. Transcending input-output prompts. Most of our meaty, meaningful conversations, ones that help us arrive at some insight or explain some complex topic, involve more than simple answers to simple questions. If, for example, we toss a tougher question like how could Iowa resurrect its rural areas that are suffering economic hardship and population decline? At our chatbot of choice, we aren't likely to get much beyond a generic response, unless we slice the task into pieces. In 2022, Google researchers Wei et al. Proposed chain of thought, COT, prompting, an approach that encourages LLMs to break down a complex thought, an LLM's response, into intermediate steps by providing a few demonstrations to the LLM, few-shot learning. They found that COT prompting boosted LLM's performance at complex arithmetic, common sense, and symbolic reasoning tasks, all types of tasks resistant to the improvements that scaling laws granted to LLMs in other areas. Beyond this, COT prompting eventually inspired even more capable tree of thought and graph of thought prompting. Let's dig into how COT works and how Wei et al. Measured its success.
Okay, so chain of thought is related to inspired even more capable. So you have tree of thought. Tree of thought and graph of thought.
you know that we're no good, but we still do it anyway. And we change it if we could, but we can't, so we stay the same. Oh, no, we're no saints, no saints. Oh, no, it's too late, too late. So raise your hands, hands, if you're a sinner like me. Raise your hands, hands, if you're a sinner like me.
Transcending input-output prompts. Most of our meaty, meaningful conversations, ones that help us arrive at how chain of thought, COT, prompting works. At its core, COT prompting spurs reasoning in LLMs via decomposition. When we tackle a complicated enough math or logic question, we often can't help but break the larger problem into a series of intermediate steps that help us arrive at a final answer. Wei et al. Figured out that large enough LLMs can do the same if we provide them with a few examples of how to do so. COT can be done conveniently without readjusting any model weights, i.e., in context learning. We'll better see what COT prompting looks like in a bit, but to give you a glimpse now, in the spirit of COT prompting's example-laden approach, here's a side-by-side comparison of a standard input-output prompt and a COT prompt.
Right, so your standard prompting would be Roger has 5 tennis balls. Buys 2 more cans of tennis balls. Each can has 11 tennis balls. How many tennis balls does he have now? Answer is 11. Roger has 5. Roger started with 5 balls, 2 cans of 3 balls, each 6 balls, 5 plus 11. Okay. So it's just explaining your methodology in a more obtuse fashion. Really.
Straight up when I met you, I saw it in your eyes, though it would be like mine. Don't think I'll ever forget you. No, no, no. But those moments spent with you till the sky's turning blue.
An added benefit of COT prompting is that it provides us the opportunity to debug LLM's reasoning deficits intuitively. Since LLMs are asked to think one step at a time in COT prompting, humans can readily see which step an LLM stumbles on, though we may still scratch our heads at why the black box model returned that erroneous step. We can then use this feedback to tweak the examples we feed an LLM, similar to a skilled teacher persistently altering examples for a confused student until one finally sinks in. COT, what is it good for? Though COT prompting probably works well for many things, Wei et al. Specifically tested COT prompting's prowess on arithmetic, common sense, and symbolic reasoning tasks. First, let's look at how COT helped LLMs up their math game. Grade school level math word problems. To test COT's impact on LLM's arithmetic reasoning, Wei et al. Used the following niche LLM benchmarks, all designed to test LLM's capacity to solve math word common sense reasoning problems. Most of the time, humans handle many problems involving interactions with humans and the physical world with ease. We simply don't have to think too deeply about them. But this type of common sense reasoning still routinely trips up disembodied LLMs. Because of this, Wei et al. Thought that COT prompting might elevate LLM's common sense reasoning, testing their hypothesis on the following 5 benchmarks designed to test LLM's common sense. Common sense QA, CSQA, 12,247 semantically complex questions about world knowledge that humans often take for granted. Strategy QA, 2,780 multi-hop reasoning questions requiring implicit reasoning, decomposed steps for answering these questions, and paragraphs referencing evidence for such answers. Big Bench's date understanding, 369 multiple choice questions requiring LLMs to infer dates from contexts. Big Bench's sports understanding, 986 multiple choice questions about plausible and implausible sports scenarios requiring knowledge of the relationships between sports, actions, and athletes. Say can, 101 questions that require mapping natural language instructions to a sequence of robot actions chosen from a discrete set.
For these common sense reasoning tasks, Wei et al. Employed Similar approach to engineering hot prompts and math questions, randomly picking questions, manually crafting cards for them. That should help LLMs learn through step-by-step examples. Okay, so our standard prompting with the chain of thought prompting and how that improved. And it seems to scale really well. Prior supervised best. And a human. Interesting, they even have a human metric. Oh, interesting.
Symbolic reasoning problem.
So symbolic reasoning problems.
Symbolic reasoning problems. Traditionally, LLMs struggle at symbolic reasoning tasks, which has piqued some folks' interest in neurosymbolic approaches as a remedy. But maybe COT can lend a helping hand here, too. To check this, Wei et al. Used 2 tasks. Last letter concatenation, LLC, joining the last 2 letters of words of randomly generated names like this. Amy Brown on coin flip. CF, answering whether a coin is heads up after reading a short description like, a coin starts heads up. Phoebe flips it. Osvaldo doesn't flip it. Is the coin still heads up? No. As with mathematical and common sense reasoning tasks, Wei et al. Again manually crafted few-shot COT examples for the LLC and CF tasks. They also used in domain and out-of-domain test sets, meaning some of their test questions contained the same number of examples and steps as the 2-shot examples provided to the LLMs in the prompt, and some test questions had more than the 2-shot examples provided during prompting. For example, the COT prompt contained examples with a 2-word name, but the test question asked the LLM to concatenate the last letters of a 4-word name. Results. COT prompting outperformed standard prompting on both symbolic tasks but performed exceptionally better than standard prompting on the out-of-domain tasks, which you can see below.
It really performed really well out of domain. What does it mean by out of domain though?
Google the term out of domain.
We also used in-domain, out-of-domain test sets. What's an out-of-domain test set? Out-of-domain test set, oh. Crazy thing, so this article I'm reading here
Yeah.
is referencing a scientific study that was performed 2 years ago.
Which was?
Let's see if I can find the original study. It's Wei et al. Well, that's the Wei is the source. Chain of thought prompting elicits reasoning in large language models. This is a 41 page.
Oh, my controller's running out of batteries. Ah, time to plug her in.
Out of domain text. Okay, so out of domain. Okay, so an in-domain test is when you're testing an LLM
Yeah.
with it, on stuff that it's on data or on things that it's kind of been trained for. Out of domain is when you're testing it on things it has not been trained for at all.
Oh, okay.
So that's why you have things
So you're
like,
pioneering.
yeah, so you have like
So that's
out
when
of
you're doing your
domain-
testing.
Yeah, so you have like out of domain detection, where some people detect for when a prompt is outside of its domain and will prevent the large language model from answering
Okay.
because it won't give a good answer, so it just prevents the answer.
It'll just say, "I'm sorry, but as a language model, yeah,
Yeah,
it's the usual."
this is out of my domain of knowledge.
Okay, so that's where that
Instead of
comes
saying
in
like
when we,
Tuesday, Wednesday, dragon, whatever.
yeah. Tuesday, Wednesday, purple dragon.
Purple dragon. Which is really interesting then with this test where they've used train prompting to solve symbolic reasoning problems. And
Yeah.
it helps to better solve those problems for out of band specifically. So in cases where the large language model just completely fails, usually when it's out of band, so to speak, chain prompting helps it bridge that gap a little bit better.
Which is something I tried to, well, I don't know if it's chain prompting, but it's reworking the prompt to actually to eke out the answer you're looking for.
Yeah,
Like
so
it's-
that's more prompt engineering. So chain prompting is when
Okay.
you give a question, explicit question,
Oh,
with an
okay.
explicit answer. So
And
I'll
then
show
you follow up, yeah.
So chain prompting is where you give like an explicit question and then you give a very explicit obtuse answer. So you like essentially explain the methodology on how you get the answer, and then you ask it a follow-up question that is separate but uses the same technique, so to speak, and it will then apply it.
Interesting.
Strangers now hold me. No room in this life to be low-key. I wanna move like we're holy. Going in when we go out. Living for the here and now. Dreaming bigger than the clouds. Energy in my town. Nothing gonna break us now. We keep bringing it, no doubt. Feel it from the inside out. Energy in my town. Energy in my town.
I'm not exactly sure how you apply this to what we're trying to do. But yeah.
Yes.
Dance through the day when it gets dark. Stay out all night till the sun's up. No, I'd never leave, never grow up. If my head could feel what my heart does, going in when we go out, living for the here and now, dreaming bigger than the clouds. Energy in my town, nothing gonna break us down. We keep breathing, no doubt, feeling from the inside out. Energy in my town, energy in my town. Nothing gonna break us down. We keep bringing it, no doubt. Feeling from the inside out. Energy in my town. Energy in my town. Energy in my town.
Need your eyes on me. Need your eyes on me.
Need your eyes on me. Need your eyes on me.
Need your eyes on me. Need your eyes on me.
Need your eyes on me. Need your eyes on me. Need your eyes on me.
Need your eyes on me.
Need your eyes on me.
Need your eyes on me. Need your eyes on me. Need your eyes on me. Need your eyes on me. Need your eyes on me. Need your eyes on me. Need your eyes on me.
Need your eyes on me. Need your eyes on me. Need your eyes on me. Need your eyes on me.
Need your eyes on me. Need your eyes on me. Need your eyes on me. Need your eyes on me. Need your eyes on me. Need your eyes on me. Need your eyes on me. Need your eyes on me. Need your eyes on me. Need your eyes on me. Need your eyes on me. Need your eyes on me.
Need your eyes on me.
Need your eyes on me.
Need your eyes on me.
Need your eyes on me. Need your eyes on me. Need your eyes on me. Need your eyes on me. Need your eyes on me. Need your eyes on me. eyes on me.
So the example that's given here is that they're using the large language model to categorize articles, news articles.
Yeah. How so?
So they say, like, you're an expert news annotator. Your job is to classify news articles into the following categories. And
Okay,
then
I
it
see.
gives them a list of categories that it must categorize
And then they
the
have
articles
to-
into. You will be given a
And
brief
so-
description of the news article to classify, blah, 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 blah. Please include your reasoning for the classification. And then it categorizes the articles.
Okay, and then you basically give it like a brief, almost like a like any business brief, and then
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
You give it the article, and it will give you its opinion on what it should be categorized as.
and why. Okay, that's
Yeah.
good. That's clever.
Now,
Well, that's basic logic, right?
yeah. Now, I don't know if... Like, that's all good for having, say, set article categories. You can't apply that to articles in the context that we are using it, where it's an article or like a issue or opinion. Sorry, an issue piece or whatever. Because that will the amount of issues or articles, our sense of the word, will grow a lot quicker than the categories, and then that will cause the model to break down over time. You know?
And what causes it to break down?
By adding more and more categories that it can categorize by.
It eventually
It-
starts to, well, not confuse, but it'll join some of them to each other.
Yeah,
and,
yeah. It just becomes more and more noise that it has to sift through.
and it's more difficult for
Yeah.
Okay. So someone needs to train it to become more proficient at that. Like, that takes even more brain power from a human to figure out even more of these complex things.
Or we specifically limit the issues or articles that it operates on from a starting point.
Well, you'd have to initially, yeah. We have to have a test case or a domain.
So you can do it on, like, say, the top 10 issues in the election. Type thing.
Yeah, something like that, yeah. And then how would you train it to, so then you would scour all the news articles for the prominence or the amount of articles that talk about a certain topic. So immigration or
So all this would be
COVID-19.
All this would be
Yeah.
doing is categorizing, at least within this example. So it would categorize, say, all the tweets to whatever issue the tweet it associates. Whatever article it's associating the tweet with.
Well, that's where the keywords are useful. Yeah.
Yeah.
So like,
Kind of, yeah. So then,
you have to have a pool of keywords specific to each topic, but some crossover as well. You have to align for that.
well, no, and then
That's where the noise comes in.
yeah.
There's always going to be crossover of some keywords.
And then there's the additional thing of, and once that's done,
So, would it not be possible to train an AI model to have a tier system for keywords? So like for each topic, you have a certain amount of keywords that are very specific to that topic, and
so they have the highest.
then you
weight.
have
Yeah.
the highest tier of that, and then tier 2 would be, you know, very conjunctive terms. Like for immigration, for example, that's a topic, but the term elections would probably come up a lot in that as a conjunctive term. And then more wider terms, president, Joe Biden, Trump, which could apply to almost any topic in that like realm.
Yeah, yeah, you can.
If you're looking for
you can
politics
definitely-
specifically,
you can definitely do like a tiered system of.
and then train it to
of-
tie into those words more specifically for each topic. I don't know. That
Well, you can just like straight up like. Yeah, you can train it to be like, yeah, these keywords have say a weighting of
higher
1,
weight, yeah.
and these keywords have a weighting of half
Yes.
or whatever. Yeah, you can definitely do something like that.
Yeah, it would work nicely with numbers too.
The thing is, sorry for anyone who I just flashbanged. Sorry, just.
I didn't see any. What did you flashback?
Well, I just switched to like a white screen.
Okay.
So. Yeah, okay, but that's for data classification, and that's getting an AI model to classify data. Then you have the next piece, which is then the data aggregation piece, and that would have to be you would almost have to then run for the data classification. You would have to run that through another separate AI model. Sorry, for the data aggregation piece.
Yeah, that
If you get me. Because it's all good, say, indexing.
language model algorithm.
Yeah. Literally, it's language models upon language models.
Yeah.
Because you have your data collection and sanitization to some degree, where you train the model on keyword data sets, and then you set it free on the Twitters or whatever the fuck. Then once you have itemized and categorized those pieces of data, you then then you're done. Because if you've categorized that data and you know who it's from, which is a separate, like that you can always have that as like an external categorization. Then
Yeah.
you've indexed.
To a specific simple criteria, yeah.
To simple criteria, yeah. But you've indexed, you've done it. You've aggregated your data as well.
Okay. Now, how would you...
And then you would take that output and you would input it to a database or whatever the fuck, and that's your synthesis.
Okay. You're writing this shit down. Okay, yes.
So it's the training of the AI model to be able to effectively categorize both identify and categorize
When the night gets cold and you need an escape, just know I'm already
pieces of information that it gets.
till I find you.
Whether that
Through
be,
a waiting
say-
system.
Yeah, you could do a waiting system, whatever the fuck, but you could. That could be either like, oh, this is the category of, say, Israel-Palestine, or is associated with Israel-Palestine, with a confidence of X, and then you require a confidence threshold to be able to provide that as evidence. So then that would remove the requirement of that would remove false things. Sorry, false, or it would remove pieces of evidence that is of less of a
Junk
confidence.
data.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just scrub the junk data.
And then that will help you also then, as you say, scrub junk data.
Hmm.
You write this down.
Hold on. Where is the... Give me a sec. What was it again?
So if you put this.
Just go to GDocs. That's it.
For AI training. And to categorize to article. Do we use the term article? I think it's
Well, if you're
wrong.
making it analyze Twitter, let's just say
Let's say an issue.
data point or issue. Yeah,
To an
article
issue.
issue.
It's categorized
Yeah.
to an issue.
We'll give this model our own
Words.
jargon as well.
Yeah, we would. This includes and tiered weightings.
Mm-hmm.
Then for a valid claim, you have a threshold for valid claims. So to some degree, people who are like being obtuse and unspecific would kind of slip through.
I suppose we'd have to use keywords to analyze to sift through that. Now, this is where we scrub the junk.
Yeah, we don't want to care about what the pundit has, how good the pundit's most recent shit was.
Yeah. So how would we do that?
Oh no, that would be part of the confidence threshold.
Okay. Okay, the confidence, that's right, yeah.
So it will. So the model's reply will be something along the lines of like a please don't do that.
Oh, is it model? This is supply, okay.
the model's reply would be the category slash issue. Wait, isn't it if you do models like this, that's model is?
No, that's one model. So if it's one model that does a thing, then it's like that.
Oh.
You can also use it as model is, or the models, but you don't usually do that in English, especially in writing, because it's confusing.
Okay.
You could, but generally don't.
Well, you can see I failed English, so. So your category issue with the confidence interval.
Said them rough, them tough, I go on like said them wicked. If I war, then you know when I no limit. See them a pose up with one bag of gimmick. Fuck them one away and we see say them timid. Ragamuffin, rude boy and we live it. Make them know say they pattern infinite.
And then we could even have then the reference link or whatever. For later indexing.
Yeah.
What else would we need? Because if we have the category and what confidence of that is, and then say the link to the tweet or whatever,
And then it's just sorting it, and then
then if the confidence is below the threshold, discard it entirely.
okay. So then this would technically fall under this.
Yeah.
Okay. So for AI training, web scraper, Twitter. That comes at a later stage, and then
So then there's a need to create the article categories. And I know for something like say Ground News, that is they generate stuff like on the fly because articles are articles on issue. I think if we start from a more general standpoint, we don't have to have people's specific opinions on a very specific issue. I think on more high level issues that will capture like
Yeah.
80% of things.
I think that's an easier place to start.
Because someone's position on, say, the Israel-Palestine conflict is going to be very similar to, say, their position on the hospital bombings. Like, one will kind of inform the other.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, no, that's true. Okay, yeah, let's work with that. I think that's probably going to be a good place to start. The question now is just the logistics behind getting it to scrub these. Because we'll have to set it to just these 3 test accounts first, and
Jesus. Sean Bass
Yeah.
just went fucking ham.
yeah, I know. I heard that. That's why I was like, yeah, no. The real question is just the logistics behind getting it to scrub these accounts. Just go through.
Scrape them, yeah. Well, no,
We know
okay,
how
so
it
the
would-
issue of one is issue of scraping. So there's issue of scraping data. There's issue of defining training data.
Yeah.
And a subset of that defining of training data is us crystallizing what are the issues that we're wanting to index. And then it's storing, vetting, and storing outputs. So we could almost manually review the vetting.
What it outputs.
What it
Yeah,
outputs.
because I mean, we've already got the AI model to do the basic work. It's just a simple case of going over its 20 or so outputs for the initial cases, and then just reviewing them, and then manually just assigning them to a position.
Well,
Or
that's,
a report,
that's
yeah.
So that's the next thing. So storing up the inputs. Then there's the
So we're going from manually inputs.
there's also then the need of our. So yeah, we've said like defining of the topic is necessary. Let's try to stay consistent in our speech.
Yeah.
Topical issue. So we need to define what those topics are. But then there's also then the what does ground news call it? It's their
It's blind spots analysis.
no, it's a higher level. Their rating system.
Oh yes.
So we
okay.
need to define what our rating system is.
So
Because these
example.
these outputs and stuff will need to. Well, actually, no, sorry. These outputs are just the outputs on the issue, and that's it. This rating system is for the pundits themselves.
Okay, cool.
Just how,
How
the
did we
rating
track that again?
Just how the rating system on, say, Ground News rates the quality of the news organization. We need to define what the key metrics are for our rating system in rating of pundits.
Or their factuality score, or their
Yeah, so we need to come up with.
so there'd be a
like-
number of them.
Yeah, I think there are definitely a number of metrics there.
So we would definitely have an overall metric, but there would need to be 4 or 5 specific metrics. Well, not 4. Let's just say the starting 3. So factuality,
Driftability.
griftability, which would, use of adjectives.
I don't know what other. There will be other things. Yeah.
I can actually even consult my ChatGPT 4.0 at work and ask it some conceptual rating ideas, and then go read some articles
For
on it.
pundits. Yeah.
Yeah. There are plenty of people who've written articles and created their own to degree rating score. I think we should do exactly what like Ground News does and find
co-opted.
like an aggregate of co-opted rating scores to to give us our I guess we call it our griftometer or griftometer, something like that. You know, there'd be like a. Have
Yeah.
you seen 538's website when
Yeah,
they
yeah,
do
I've seen
aggregate?
538 for polling.
They're serious website, but they have like, you know, tongue-in-cheek like references here and there.
I think it would be pretty fun if we had some tongue-in-cheek stuff.
Yeah, you know,
Like,
they got their
as
little
you say,
mascot
like a
fox and yeah,
griftometer or whatever.
yeah. So that's like a, it's not like a truly scientific term, but it's like our take on the
Yeah, and
on what it
either-
is to be a grifter.
Either
And how we
yeah,
measure it.
It's like you're a grifter or you're authentic. I think is the,
Yeah. Genuine, authentic, yeah.
and then like you're factual or you are misinformation
Yeah.
or
100%.
disinformation. I'm not sure which one it would be. I don't know what else it would be. You know, there would definitely be some other things that we'd want to do, but that system is separate from this article indexing. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, it comes
this
after
issue indexing.
I think it's a so the issue indexing is the umbrella, and then the pundits would come under that, and then the pundit ratings would be done all at
Well,
that lower level.
I think you could go to either. So you could go to the pundits
Yeah.
first and then see what their
Yeah, it's more like a
are.
triangle or circle. Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely a triangle. So we have. Why isn't there triangle option?
I wonder how intuitive we need to make this, because the point, I think, is the pundits, right? So, would you start with the pundits and then track on that level, issue by issue, and then like instead of having the pundits on the that little meter version of ground news that we have here, we would have like the issues in the circles instead, and how far aligned the pundits are on these issues, and then you click on the issues. Oh no, maybe that would be a bit complicated. That would go backwards. But I mean, I'd want to focus on the pundits first, intuitively. I don't know.
Yeah.
And it-
I know this isn't our update stream, but I do have some. I spoke to some data analysts over the weekend.
Oh yeah, really?
Yeah. I'm also, it was like, you know, it's completely out of their wheelhouse. But I was like picking their brain on how they would approach it.
Oh really? So you actually dropped the idea of this is what the concept is,
Yeah.
and
And they were like,
Um,
oh my god, that's a very interesting idea.
oh, they
Ev-
liked it.
Yeah, every single data analyst I asked, they were like, that's a really, really interesting idea.
Fuck yeah.
And then Lucy started giving me bullshit for it, and I started talking to a friend about it, and a friend got really interested, and I was like, yeah.
Oh really? Why was Lucy giving you bullshit? What
I
did
don't
she
know,
say?
Lucy just gives me shit about things in general.
Okay, so-
anything tech related, her brain instantly just like,
Switches off and she
Switches
just
off.
like gives
and
you
she
a.
assumes I'm just going like, tech, but then when people like actually start engaging with it, she's like, okay, fine, I'll actually like engage with it more realistically.
That's actually really cool. I like that. I'm cool. I'm glad that people actually like this idea.
So, I don't know if you see my screen.
Let me hop on over quickly.
So there's an interesting website called They Work For You.
Yeah.
So this is a UK website that tracks what people in Parliament do.
Okay.
So you can go here, let's go.
I'll drop that in
Boy-
the-
Boy Richie.
And see how Rishi's Davy Abrams, Diane Abbott. Rishi, not Richie.
Same difference.
It's not a C, it's an S.
I don't give a fuck. I'm here.
Richie Suna. Is that like the meme name for him? Because he's basically a millionaire.
Yeah, Rishi.
Or billionaire. Well, he's not a billionaire, but he's pretty rich.
So you have like, this is tracking, about the member of parliament, what their profile is, recent appearances, rich interests.
How's old Brickface Starmer doing?
Votes. No, okay, wait, hold on.
Drop that link in the doc.
Drop it down here. Yeah, what he showed me was that you can see. Oh yeah, vote summary. I think this is it. So if I go to Rishi, come in. There you go, vote summary. So you can see how he's voted. So how Rishi voted on housing.
Oh, so it tracks all of their recent parliamentary votes.
All their votes, yeah.
Okay. We need to amalgamate some of these ideas.
Yeah, I mean,
I think we
this
can even
isn't-
backlink to these websites.
This isn't at all applicable for us, considering we're only doing punditry for the moment.
No, but I like the but I like the profile.
I do like the profile idea.
Yeah.
So how he voted on taxation, how he's voted on welfare and benefits.
All of these things, yeah.
Yeah, that's voting summary on recent, and then here's an index thing on recent votes. So on the 22nd of April, Richie voted yes on a motion to appoint the Reasons Committee. He voted yes on the Rwanda bill.
Of course.
And this is on the 22nd, so on the 17th he did this. On the 6th he did that, 16th he did this. This music is way too hectic.
It's banging.
Yeah, it's great, but it's too hectic for the sound.
Focus recordings.
So yeah, he's been voting on the Rwanda bill and shit. It's you can see. And this is kind of what I'm thinking of, you have the index thing of on this issue, this is what they've said. And here are the timestamps with links. So here you can click show vote and it can take you to the vote. To be fair, this takes you on the website itself. I would want to go directly to Twitter.
Yeah. We need to. Twitter is obviously the first base. Oh.
And then, yeah, they said select one of each to synthesize your output, mainly being what the issue is. So select one issue, select one platform, and select one person to synthesize that output and develop that formula. And once you've developed that formula, you can start applying.
You
it
just use the
elsewhere.
template, yeah.
Yeah,
And then it's just basically a case of scale.
yeah. And then another person I spoke to, they had recently started working for a small company that had built their own proprietary data analytics system, and they refused to use the likes of Google Analytics.
Really?
Interestingly, yeah. And they did like site analytics, like website.
So what do they?
analytics.
They just use their own in-house polling, or
Yeah,
what?
so they had their own in-house like metric system that they attached to the website, similar to Google Analytics,
That's fascinating.
but they just did it themselves. And
How
was
does it work?
custom
Well, how
built.
well would that work?
No idea.
I feel like that's. I don't know. That's weird.
Well,
Why would
they
you not
were-
want to
they were
integrate
doing
that?
Successful, so
I suppose if it works.
yeah. So yeah, those are some ideas on like how some alternative like ways to approach it. But yeah, like those are definitely like two distinct if I'm to use a businessy term, like action items, which is determining, you know, what does that rating system look like? How do you determine it effectively? Like, what are those criteria? And then on the other side, how do you effectively scrape and categorize with a level of confidence material from, say, Twitter?
I think it's just basically a constant case of updating the model.
Well, we'd be updating the model.
Well, streamlining it in
yeah,
ways.
but it will be updating it in line with whatever new article or issue arises. And I like to think, on a high level, there aren't as many issues. So let's say there are 25 to 50 issues. On a very high level, you could like generally categorize things into.
Yeah.
And that would definitely be a good starting point.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Oof.
Interesting stuff.
Fuck. Yeah, I think we made some good progress in this line, and it's quite interesting to know that people. Problem is like in my line of work, there's not a lot of people to talk to about this. Sucky, but it is good to get some outside input. I like the.
Yeah. I mean, I'm always interested just to get different perspectives from anyone, you know.
Yeah, no,
I
yeah,
mean,
fuck it. I'll
this
just talk to
isn't
anyone about it.
this. I don't work with large language models in my work, my job.
I do. I fucking do. So like, I should actually like.
Yeah, use it. Do
Yeah,
it.
I'll even talk to my boss about it.
Like it was very ironic, like because I went to a one of Lucy's friends' drinks,
Yeah.
and I knew nobody there, absolutely nobody. It's the fucking worst situation ever.
Oh, yeah, it's my favorite place to be.
Yeah, where you know no one and you have to start making small talk,
Oh, it's
and
my
you
favorite.
feel like you're pulling your teeth. Ugh,
Ugh.
fucking hate it. But you just, this becomes a thing of like, well, if I have nothing to lose, I guess I'm just gonna start asking really weird esoteric questions about the general how we're gonna go about, you know, how would you keep people accountable online?
How do you just
How
like
would you go
totally
about
things that
doing that?
no one thinks about? Yeah.
Yeah, it'd just be like, yeah, how would you do this?
Oh my god.
And
That's so you, William.
that's how you fucking find your like data analysts or someone, because they'll like take your question kind of seriously and be like, oh, that's a really cool question, and then you'll take like some other person who, you know, I don't know,
It's clearly not that way inclined.
clearly not that way inclined at all, and they're just like, yeah, okay, weirdo.
Anyway, thanks for that.
Yeah,
Oh my god.
good chat. I'm gonna go chat over here.
I have to bounce. It is 1 a.m, so
God,
and I have a wonderful meeting tomorrow to prepare for
enjoy.
with my favorite client.
Well, do tell me how it goes.
I will catch you tomorrow online. Or whenever, and we can discuss this.
Yeah, I'll catch you tomorrow.
Oh, hey, buddy. This is definitely taking some flight. Definitely good conceptual stage. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay. Well, I'm gonna definitely start tweaking my Chat GTP 4 to get me some ideas on how to get those categories. And then
engineering it, man.
yeah. Listen, it gives me an idea from where to start, but I'm never gonna just like copy paste Chat GTP into anything.
Oh yeah,
Just-
100%.
that
You
is
could even
just
ask it like how it would go about trying to solve
Yeah.
this problem from like first principles. I'll be
Yeah.
interested to see what its answer would be.
probably ask you to define what the first principles are. Nah, it knows what they are. Anyway, I will catch you on the flip side. Sleep well, buddy.
Ciao, ciao.
Cheers. Bye.
that article. Much as I'd love to learn about out-of-domain. Don't know if you want to learn about out-of-domain things, chat. Or at least what out-of-domain what do call it again? It's out of domain. Yeah, out of domain tests for large language models. It's quite interesting, actually. So, I mean, out of domain tests are just, well, in domain and out of domain. In domain is, as it suggests, the question you're asking the model is within the domain of the model. Out of domain, as the word implies, is the question you're asking the model. The question you're asking is out of the domain of the model's knowledge, and that's generally when large language models fall apart. Are just giving like gibberish back, or gibberish. But then through techniques like chain of thought prompting, it strengthens large language models to operate in the out of domain space, which is quite wild. So then, by chain prompting, you can make your model more flexible and be able to operate out of its out of the domain of its training data. And I guess being able to detect whether something is out of its domain, whether the question is out of the domain of the model, is what is then used by the likes of OpenAI and ChatGPT to implement guardrails to prevent people from, I don't know, making ChatGPT write a furry fan fiction or something. Here that I should I missed. Okay, so chain of thought and self-consistency prompting, improved accuracy to roughly 80% precision. Sorry, accuracy to 80% precision to also above 80%. My ADD is kicking in. Let's get this read.
There are a few approaches that could improve performance. A different prompt, or multi-step conversation, might give more accurate labels, or a different model might be better suited to this task. The HF blog post also mentions the likely need for an editing pass or machine-generated labels to correct edge cases. One other possibility is that, to get good labeling results, you can't always use a predetermined set of labels. The HF example annotates document sentiment, a task that has fewer and more generic labels, positive, negative, neutral, than those in our dataset. With more data-specific labels, the LLM doesn't have the context or background to understand their meaning in relation to the records being being annotated. The most common mislabeled category in this dataset is US News, a broad label that often encompasses more specific topics, likely leaving the LLM with ambiguity about when to apply it. A couple potential routes for future exploration here. Would a massively expanded prompt improve the model's ability to understand each label? Including a detailed explanation of each label, along with example cases for each, might draw a more explicit connection between the label and the corpus. Does this kind of evaluation require building a new label set with model-specific annotations? This wouldn't necessarily mean changing the categories, but rather labeling the categories in a way that is semantically meaningful to the model. It's also possible that complex annotation tasks are still simply not a good use case for LLMs. Recent reporting from the information describes cloud providers tempering expectations around Gen AI, citing cost and accuracy concerns. Those concerns ring true with this brief analysis. In the case of annotation, even a model is 80–90% accurate may not be good enough. If a human has to double-check the model's work, correcting the 10–20% of mistakes, have you really saved any time or money?
Where's the starting point?
Focus recordings. Okay. To get good label results, you can't always use predetermined set of labels.
or have labels generic. Yeah.
Focus recordings.
Oh, that's cool. Więc call it tonight. I'll catch you, chat. Have a good one.